Why do storytelling techniques work so well? Even in today's age with so much technology and AI, why do we still need storytelling techniques to make our point better? Because of two key reasons, two superpowers that storytelling has. Hi, I'm Ravi, a storytelling coach who has trained over 10,000 mid to senior level leaders across companies on the art of storytelling at work. I've also guided over 200 non-profits on crafting a better pitch, enabling them to receive hundreds of millions of rupees in funding. And I've written a highly rated book on this topic. Despite all this, when I have to convince my 7-year-old daughter to do something at home, none of my techniques work. Let me know if you have any ideas. But in this video, I'll tell you about the two major reasons why storytelling is a very critical skill for all leaders to master. For the first one, I'm going to run a quiz. That's right, a KBC style set of questions with 4 options each. When you see the questions, don't rush off to Google to find the answer or ask a friend. Try to recollect what the answer might be. Question 1 in this quiz. In trigonometry, what is sine A? Is it option A, adjacent by hypotenuse, option B, opposite by hypotenuse, option C, hypotenuse by opposite, or option D, adjacent by opposite? Stumped? Think about it. You might have done your engineering, or like me, you might be a commerce grad, or from the liberal arts. But all of us have studied this stuff in school. The learning starts in 8th grade. 8th, 9th, 10th. If you've done science, 11th and 12th. If you've done engineering, then 4 more years. How many years of your life have you spent doing these concepts of trigonometry, derivatives, calculus, integration? And what is the point? We eventually forget even the basic elements of these topics. Now that is the nature of data and fact. You may be presenting a very important pitch to your client or boss, but you're not the only one presenting to them that day. You're not the only one presenting to them that hour. 3 presentations before you, 5 after you. What is the chance that your audience remembers your crucial data point or insight? The same chance that you remember trigonometry. The answer, by the way, is option B, opposite by hypotenuse. The point of the question is that we forget data points and facts. We will see how to make them memorable, but for now, let's move on to the next question in the quiz. Maybe math was not a favorite subject in school. For the next question, I'll go to a subject that I'm sure you all enjoyed in school. History. Here's question number 2. In which year did the Second Battle of Panipat happen? 4 options. Option A, 1426, B, 1656, C, 1556, and D, 1632. When I ask this question in my workshops, most people are like, can we please have option E? I don't know and I don't care. Think about it. These were key milestones from Indian history. You might have read them, reread them, revised them, memorized them. Some of you would have even made chits. And yet it's all gone. Just like sine A from trigonometry. Again, that is the nature of data and facts. By the way, the answer to this one is option E. I don't know and option C, 1556. Let's move on to question number 3. I have a feeling that more people will get this one right. Right. So, what is the lesson from the story of the hare and the tortoise? Is it A, tortoises are faster than hares? B, well begun is half done? C, it's key to take frequent breaks? Or D, slow and steady wins the race? I'm sure you knew this one all right. Option D, slow and steady wins the race. Why is this easier to remember? Because it is a story. Stories are memorable. And there is an evolutionary reason for this. Millennia back, when we were hunters and gatherers living in caves, we'd go out into the forest and come back at the end of a long tiring day to our caves and sit around a fireplace with our friends and family. What would we do sitting around that fire? No Netflix, no Amazon Prime, no YouTube. We would sit and share stories. Even simple stories like, hey, I went to that part of the forest and I heard some commotion in the distance. I quickly climbed up a tree and I was quiet. And then a bear came by and I waited. The bear passed and then I came back. Now, for those listening, they're learning a lot of lessons. Don't go to that part of the forest. Be alert. If you hear something, climb up a tree, wait for the danger to pass, be quiet, come back. Life lessons have been passed on from generation to generation through the medium of stories. A story is nothing but a vessel to pass on crucial information. Which is why you may not know the Vedas and the Upanishads, but we all know the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Stories are memorable. That is one big advantage. For the second advantage, let's think about a challenge that we have all been facing. Now, generally, human attention spans have not been very high. But over the last 15-20 years, with the advent of devices and apps and entertainment, our attention spans have taken a beating. Now, Microsoft in Canada did a study on the average human attention span. Can you guess how many minutes it was as per that study? You might be thinking 2 minutes, 4 minutes. Well, the answer was 8 seconds. Apparently, a goldfish has an attention span of 9 seconds. We are officially worse than a goldfish when it comes to paying attention to something. Now, you might have seen examples of this when people are watching reels or shorts, or even when you're presenting something to your boss and they're like, yeah, you go ahead, I'm listening. But you know they are not. So, you may have access to somebody's time on their calendar. You don't necessarily have access to their attention. Given this challenge, how long do you think you can hold your audience's attention in a presentation? Don't say 8 seconds. You might think 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. TED Talks, by the way, have a limit of about 18 minutes. As against these, what if I tell you that all of you have attended presentations where your attention has been held for a much longer time, sometimes for up to 3 hours? That's right, I'm talking about movies. I'm stretching the definition of the word presentation, of course, but a good movie is one where you're sitting somewhere, there's a big screen playing something, and you're mesmerized. Even during the interval, you don't want to get out. So it is possible to hold people's attention for a much longer period of time. Now, of course, a good movie has many things going for it. Great acting, cinematography, choreography, art direction, background music. But what is that one core ingredient that actually holds your attention in a good movie? It's the story, the script, the screenplay. That's the backbone around which all these other elements are woven. So, that's the second big advantage that stories have. In a time and age when attention spans are low and falling, a good story is able to hold the audience's attention. So, stories are memorable and they hold the audience's fickle attention, which is why you should learn the techniques of storytelling to ensure that your key insights are not forgotten like trigonometry and Panipat, and instead are remembered like the hare and the tortoise. How do you do that? I'm glad you asked. I've shared several ideas on how you can learn and apply the timeless techniques of storytelling to make sure your content is memorable and holds the audience's attention. These have been shared in my book, Story Rules, published by Penguin and available with all major book retailers. Story Rules distills 31 proven storytelling techniques and 300 plus real-world examples into clear frameworks that you can use right away. Click on the link in the description to get a copy. May your story rule.